She has quite an extensive array of work here. She is originally from Peru, but she moved here in 2002, thank you. I'm trying to get my notes here together. She created the first free local Spanish newspaper, the Universal Latin News Charleston. She has a radio show on Ohm Radio 96.3 FM that features Hispanic music, cultures, artists, interviews, and she served on the board of the Trident United Way, Trident Literacy Association, on the College of Charleston Diversity Board of Hispanic Studies as well. And she's here to talk about her story and her vision of what she brought here. So please give a warm welcome to Marcela.
Good morning, creators. Good morning. First, I would like to thank Abby and Stephanie on all the team of Creative Mornings Charleston. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to be here. And I also like to thank all of you guys for taking time and trying to find out about things about me and what I'm doing in Charleston for almost 23 years since I moved here in 2002. Well, I'll start my story. My name is Marcela Rabens, and I am the creator of Universal Latin News Charleston. Also, another creator of Charleston Latin Guy is a local directory where I put all the resources what our Latinos are looking for in Spanish. For free distribution, I print 10,000 copies every year since 2015. Well, I'll tell you a little bit, next please, okay, thank you. In 2000, I'll start with when I started my career in the world of the communication. I started my career very early, when I was only 15 years old, and I created my own radio show with music back in Peru. I had a lot of fun interviewing musicians, having fun interacting with people, the listeners on the radio, making shows, different shows, and it was really fun because, you know, when you are 15 years old, you don't care too much about money, you just care about having fun, knowing people, and that was me when I was 15, 16, 17. But many years after, because I was in the radio and I started looking what was happening in the reality, in the outside of my world, because I live in music, everything cool, everything nice. But when I started looking outside what was happening, the reality and the crisis in Peru, and politics and social, and all these issues was affecting families and all the levels. And I realized and I launched a news radio show. And I moved from the music fun to the serious thing and start having interview politicians, expose the corruptions and a lot of, you know, head of the, sometimes of the levels of the administration offices, public offices, where they handle the money, the budget. That was fun, and after that I moved, I worked for the Panamericana television at the national, and I started doing TV and radio, but only focus on serious thing, which is news. A little bit stressful, but cool. And after, in 2002, I moved to Charleston. I'm an immigrant. I came to United States with many ideas, with many passion to do something in this new country. At the same time, a little bit sad because I left behind my family in Peru. But because I did not know too well English, I still don't know too well, sorry about that. I'm still learning. Every day I find a new word, some similar, but it means different thing. And I'm like, why they use this word like a delivery baby, like a delivery pizza? You know, and that doesn't make sense. And I'm like, that would be different, you know? Delivery baby and delivery pizza? That doesn't make sense in my mind when I translate it. But it means different thing, okay? I still learn in English. Well, because I didn't know any English in 2002, I remember I worked hard whole week, 6 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon, and I was happy, went to pick up my paycheck, and I only have $140. And I was like, oh no, I cannot live with $140 in America because everything is expensive. I make more money in Peru. I gotta go back, you know? But at the same time, I got the support of my friends, thanks to my good best friend, Rolando Mori. He told me, you should stay, you're very smart and you will find the ways and I know you will be successful here in Charleston. And I decided to stay, and I just find another job all day cleaning homes, and I was learning English. But I was missing what I was doing in Peru, producing news. And I started looking, I got a vision like in Charleston was missing like news media, local news for the Latinos to provide all the news what's going on here. And I remember I drove all the way to North Charleston. It was the radio station out there, and I knocked the door and I asked for the job, and I told one gentleman, can I have a job here? I will produce a news radio show if you give me the opportunity. But I remember the gentleman told me, no, Latinos not interested in doing any news. They don't want to listen to any news. We only do music shows, you know. And I'm like, okay. But I was a little bit frustrated at the same time, missing I was doing in Peru. This is when I come up with the idea. I know how to do news in the radio, on TV, but I don't have the opportunity here. And I said, how about I do on paper? And it was a big challenge for me because I never worked on the news printing, magazines, newspapers, never worked. And I even didn't like in Peru because it's, you know, you gotta read and all, but the TV and the radio is more fast and the message goes straight. And I was like, no, I think, well, I gotta type, you know, I gotta write. And it's not gonna be complicated, but I do not have any experience. So. But I started doing research and I started creating the project. At the beginning was hard, like I said, because at the day I work every day, still cleaning homes, but at night I work in my project. Every single day I write something and I start putting in a parts and what is gonna be the newspaper, what is gonna be the name, I gotta create the logo. And this is when I come up with the idea, Universal Latin News Charleston. Created here for Charleston, here local for my community. In 2005, next please, this is Universal Latin News. In 2005, I printed the first issue of Universal Latin News Charleston with the local news. Everybody was excited, everybody was happy because finally all our Latino community, some faces, they could see their faces in the local newspaper created here in Charleston. And that was not difficult for me to put it in the market because most of the business owners here, the companies, they was looking for the media where they can advertise their products. We've been very successful in the beginning, the second year, 2006, 2007, until 2008. Like everybody knows, the economy hit us really hard because we got that recession in 2008 and everything was like going out of the business being closing every day. And that is when I shrink it back again and go back work again, long hours, days and nights in order to keep my business floating until 2010. In 2010, I come up with an idea let me go back there. Okay. Next please. Universal Latin News being created not only to provide news, write the news and give the news to the people, you know, and the people will find out what's going on, all about news and different topics. But Universal Latin News, I create too in order to help the community. That's the reason, beside the old news we provide, we create campaigns. And next please, we create campaigns. We always been leader in creating the first campaigns to address any issue, anything going on in the community. This first one we launched in 2013 or 12, I don't remember exactly when. Save Our Planet. I start doing education campaigns, teaching my community about start using more reusable bags. Stop using plastic, just avoiding to use wasting a lot of things and not be part of this contamination of the world, save our planet. That's the reason I create this campaign. It's still right now, and I'm so happy to see now it's a group of women. I would like to mention here, probably they're gonna see this presentation, the South Carolina of Women's, what they are doing right now, a nonprofit. They are taking serious the next step, what I started in 2012. Well, I also create Universal Latin News to encourage people to show their culture, no matter which country they came from, Mexico, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, South America, any country. Just be proud of who we are. As a Latina, I'm never gonna deny who I am. Even I am American citizen right now, but I still Peruvian too. I still a Latina. And I told them, you never be embarrassing who you are. We are in America, and this is diverse country, and we should be happy and help each other and love each other. And that's the reason we also create another campaigns to promote our culture, to promote our heritage. By the way, we just finished celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, started back on September 15 to October 15, and we have many events. If you did not able to participate this year, maybe this year, you put in the list and you could be part of these beautiful events being around in Charleston. Okay, this is where we promote the culture. That's my sister who's sitting here. She's dancing there, Peruvian dance. And that is the picture when we create also reading children's and parents, promoting this too in a Latino community. Next, please. Well, because like I go back when I was 2000 and 2010, based on my own experience as an immigrant in Charleston, for me it was difficult to find resources, information about when I purchased my car, when am I gonna go register? How am I gonna pay the taxes? When somebody's sick, people call me and need to find a place where they can find doctors, medical care, and also emergency contacts. As you know, when it comes approach the whole storms, evacuations orders, and they need to find all these numbers, and they need to find all these resources and able to have the information quickly, because it's very important. And that's the reason I come up with the idea with my young brother, we should create one tool to help the community, and we've been working and budgeting to create Charleston Latin Guy. But unfortunately, my brother died in a motorcycle accident, and that project was sitting there for many years. Because every time I just tried to open the project, it made me sad. Until in 2015, I just was a little bit better, and I finally, and that logo, my brother created a logo. It's in heaven now. And finally, in 2015, it came up the first issue, 10,000 copies, and I print Charleston Latin Guy, free distribution to help hold the Latino community here in Charleston. Well, thank you. Thanks to the work I've been doing in my community for many years and months, and serving different boards and different nonprofits organizations, I met wonderful people. I met entrepreneurs, philanthropists, local leaders, politicians, educators, farmers, workers. I met many people, and today I feel so happy this morning. You don't know how happy I feel, guys, to see these beautiful faces and to find a new family, a new group of people to support. Well, I understand we're gonna support each other now, and I'm telling you right now, I'll be here for you. When you shoot me the email or call me, I will always gonna answer, because I always understand everybody's creators, but at the same time, everybody need each other, because we are here, we live in here, and we always trying to share something with another person. Next, please. Well, as my job too was here in Charleston, I started collaborating with the national media like Univision, CNN. Sometimes I work with some level of another big media, national level. You know, I'm a small little one here in Charleston, but I always collaborate when they ask me to, or when they come here and trying to find information, they're looking for me, and I contact them, and they contact me, and we just work together in some projects. Thank you. Next, please. Well, like I told you, I always happy to promote my culture. This is me when I dance in MUSC and Hispanic Heritage Month. This is when I celebrate the Hispanic Heritage Month last year, and this is me when I dancing on the Latin American Festival at Guanabaque County Park, what they do every year for I think 35 years. Next, please. Well, as everybody knows, when COVID came, everything just changed. The world changed. Every creators, everybody who owns their business, who has their companies, gotta think about to do something different. We change. That's the reason to the decrease of the people or the readers on paper. I decide to switch and do the whole news digital. Just when we become Universal Latin News digital media, and I create my own studio where I start producing again like a TV, you know, with video, with interviews, and I switch everything and go more digital. And guess what? It was more successful for me because in the paper I write a lot of articles, but never go put my picture there. People read the articles. People for many years was knowing about what's going on with the news and find about a lot of important information, but sometimes people don't read my name because they don't know who is writing all these articles, you know. But when I just show up my face, and the people go, oh, it was you, and it was more successful for me. That's the reason we start going digital, and we become the #1, and we start addressing a bunch of issues too, and also we help the State Department in the COVID time to decrease the numbers what was affected in the Latino community, because Latino community was very affected in COVID time, and it was dying. The numbers, it was really high, and when we talked with them and we launched the campaign, and we reduced quickly, in less than 3 weeks, we reduced the whole numbers of diseases people in the Latino community. And like I said, I always use this tool to help people too, and to promote great campaigns to help my Latino community. Next, please. Well, as we still collaborating, we become the ambassador with the NOAA weather. And I have some trainings, some learning about how just provide the news about the weather, which is what we always have the season, hurricane season started in June 1st. We still in the season right now because it's still until November 30, and that's the reason we educate the Latino community about that too. What important is follow up all these guidelines when they come out, the press releases about what is going on with some storms coming, like Helene came, so sad like a weeks ago, and also Milton, you know, and devastated, did a lot of damage to different communities, and more than 48 people died in South Carolina. It's really sad, but that's the reason we are also partner and provide the news to the Latino to keep them safe. Well, like Abby mentioned, this was very exciting because after I've been working in news, sometimes I'm a little bit stressed, you know, and I finally have the invitation for OHM Radio to produce again a radio show, because they invited me one day for the interview, and when I was talking at the radio station, they asked me, I told them how I started my career in communication, and I said, I have my radio show. I said, do you want to have a radio show? I said, yeah, okay. And when I brought this radio show, I just find another part of my community, what I did not touch for all many years, the musicians, the artists. And that's when I had a radio show next day. I'm like, oh, I have a radio show. What are you gonna play tomorrow? You know, I gotta prepare. And I went to the radio station, I'm like, I invite people who was always see playing in the stage and in the Latino community, the band, and I invite them to the radio station, and they come out with all the instruments, and they said, we're gonna play live, right? And I'm like, I don't know. Let me ask them, you know. I asked the director and said, hey, these musicians came here and now they have to, they wanna play live. And they say, yes, go ahead, it's your show. You can do whatever you want. And I'm like, okay, come up here and play. They play live. I streaming at the same time on the social media. And my social media, and I got a huge thousands of response, thousands, and my phone started ringing and saying, hey, can you please interview me in your show? I'm a musician, I play the guitar, I play the battery, I'm a piano, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have like a line of artists was coming to the show, and what I feel so excited because I just find out also another part of the community what I was not paying attention in all those years. Next, please. And well, I've been part also to the Raleigh Institute and the former university with another leadership. We took a course and I learned how to be working, collaborating each other with different institutions. And as I told you, we also create our own events. We did it like Family Fest, Hispanic Heritage Month, La Combi Charleston with the music in different places. And because of my work for many years, we received, I humbly say, many awards for different organizations. And in COVID time, I lost my websites. Universal Latin News Charleston, the company, my hosting went out of the business, and I lost my whole websites. I create now, I have cool websites, not too cool. That's the reason now I'm working at my next project. And the next one, Charleston Latin Guy, is will be launched soon, both in English and Spanish. It's a huge, has close to 1,000 pages, and I'm still working on it. We are adjusting, probably next month we're gonna launch, and everybody could find all the resources now in printing and also in a new website. Well, thank you so much. And if somebody wanna ask any question, the favorite part of my life, honestly, after my work, after I meet beautiful people, is my family. Because before my family, I don't have no war. My sister's here today support me. My husband didn't care because he was very sick. He's with fever. And my whole rest of the family today working. But I thank you so much to my family, to all the members of my community, to the supporters for helping me. Universal Latin News will be 20 years in a couple of months, and Charleston Latin Guy will celebrate 10 years. We're preparing something big, something beautiful, and we're gonna invite Abby and all the group CreativeMornings Charleston to be part of this celebration. Thank you so much. If anybody has any questions, please.